Subscribe to my channel.
Okay guys, welcome to lesson 20. In our lesson 20 today we will be looking at drop down. We'll be looking at drop down in CSS. Okay, how to work with drop down. So without further ado guys, let us start something really special here. Okay, so if you look here for lesson 20, I have our co-editor on the right and I have our browser on the left here. So I've already created a CSS lesson 20 or HTML file. So I'm just going to put this quickly into it. I'm going to put this into our work and say CSS basic drop down. Good. So this is what we'll be looking at, CSS basic drop down. So for here, for this lesson 20 guys, before we can go further into it, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And if you find this video helpful for someone else's, please you can recommend the video to them as well. For lesson 20, we are not going to create our external style sheet. All right, we're going to do our internal styling. All right, we'll use our internal styling method that we discussed in some of our previous lesson. Okay, so we'll just use this instead. Now in here, in the heading section, in here we're going to put our style up there. Okay, so for here we want to save this work here, and in here we want to say, we just want to test it. We want to create h1 element here saying okay, CSS basic drop down. Okay, after we save this, we'll come into the style here. We want to say body and say background, say red. Okay, we want to test it out. So I will open this into the browser quickly. When I open it into the browser, now this is what you see on the left here. Okay, so we already have our h1, but we need something like light gray will be okay for us. When we refresh our browser, now we have light gray here. We want to use light gray for now. Okay, we'll stay with this for now. And then we'll come down here. We want to work out our entire HTML. Right now, the first thing I want to do, I want to make a container here or div here, and class the div, In the class, we want to name the div as drop down. Okay, now after naming it as drop down, we want to come, let me open the entire HTML for us to see better. Okay, now I will just open the entire HTML for us to see better. Now we'll open this div. Now in the div, we're going to create a span tab. In the span tab, we're going to say here names of cards. Right, now we'll get outside this span tag here. We're going to create another div here. In the div, we're going to class it as drop down content. All right, drop down content. All right, now let me make all of our classes with small letter. Let them be small letter. Good. Just practicing some name thing. All right, so the first area for the name of classes, we want to have an unordered list here. Good. We want to have this. We want to say this is Toyota. We want to say this is Volvo. I want to say this is Ford Benz. I want to say this is okay. We'll just stick with the 3 names, all right, for now. So we save it. Now after saving this, if I refresh the browser, if we go to our browser and refresh our browser, this is what we have. Okay, from the onset we can see the names of cars here, and we can also see the list down here. All right, now we don't want to show the entire list of our cars here. Rather, we want each time that we come to the names of cars, whenever we hover over the names of car, and then the list will show. Okay, so for the starting issue, we are going to come into our head section here and start to make some things here correct. Okay, so to start this, we're going to come here. We say firstly, we say drop down. We say drop down. We want to start our drop down. We say the position should be relative. The position should be relative, and then we say display. It should be inline block. Inline block. We save this. Now the next thing we want to do, we want to come down to our drop down, content. Now for our drop down content, we want display to be none. Okay, in our past lesson we've been discussing most of the thing, and want our position to be absolute. Now in our past lesson we discussed the difference between absolute and relative. Okay, and we want to give you a background color. Our background color, okay, we can say background color should be blue. Okay, besides we can use something like F9 for A, and then we come over, we say the minimum width of this, the minimum width should be 170 pixels. Okay, and then we'll come down, we say we want to give it a box shadow. I'm going to give it a box shadow. For box shadow, we want 0 pixels, 0 pixel, 0 pixel, 0 pixel. We'll use 0 pixel, 18 pixel. For now, we use 16 pixel. Okay, we have 0 pixel again, and then we want to give it a little background reflecting color. All right, now we say RGBA, and for RGBA we'll come all the way here. We'll change this to 0.2. Good, 0.2. Now you can take your own time and write this out. Okay, but my code editor is somehow reading as I'm typing. For padding, we want our padding to be 12 pixel and 16 pixel. Good. Now we save this. After saving this, we can come to our Z index. For Z index, we want it to be just 1. Okay, now after doing this, if I head over to our browser and refresh our browser, now you find out that the entire list have disappeared. All right, let me open it out. The entire list have disappeared from here. Okay, so we will head back to our work and see how we can use the drop down effect. Now to our work, we're going to say drop down. Okay, we use our pseudo element, hover. All right, and then we include the child element. Okay, we say drop down content. Right, good. So let me open this out so you can see it better. Now good. So the next thing we open this out, we want to say display, because what happened is that it was only the display that we tamper with so much that caused it to disappear from the browser. All right, so we want our display to be blocked. We save this. Now whenever we hover over the text, all right, the text going to give us that sense of showing the entire list. So I'm going to put this on the side, refresh this, and then when I hover over this, you can see the list. All right, when I hover over this, you can see the list. All right, now so for more visibility, we'll come here and change the color, all right, of the list. We want the list color to be as 1 2 3. Okay, let it be black. We want the background color of our list to be this, and then we want our text color, the color of our text, to be white. All right, now so after I save this and then I can work on the span tag there as well. I can work on the span tag there a bit. I can say drop down, so I can work on the span tag as well. I can come and say drop down and say SPAN span, and here I can say border should be 3 pixel solid black. All right, and save it. Now we come down here, we want to say padding. The padding should be, our padding should be 12 pixel all around. Good. We want to give it a background color. Background color should be green. All right, we'll save this. Now if we push on the sideward, we come here and refresh our browser. Now you see what happened here. Okay, so there are lots of things we can do in here to start this span. All right, after using the background color, I can come here and say border dash radius, and there I say our border radius should be 12 pixels as well. We save this. When I refresh the browser, you see what happened. All right, now I think you can see clearly what is happening here. Okay, so we want to change something here. Okay, we want to come here, we want to change under the drop down here, we want to change our pointer. Okay, now observe this. If I open the browser, if I come here, all right, our pointer is still changing to something like a text pointer. So we want to change it. So I will come here into our code editor quickly, and in the code editor I'm going to say cursor pointer. Now after I say pointer and save it, push on the sideward. Once I refresh it, when I come here, you see this happen. All right, when I come here, you see this happen. Okay, each time I hover over this entire thing going to show up. Now we can even add border radius to the next thing there. All right, to this, to our drop down content. For our drop down content, want to add border radius to it. We can say border radius should be 10 pixels as well. Cool. We push it on the side, we refresh it. Now you see here. Okay, I think this is much smooth. Okay, and much more giving. All right, so guys, this is a very short tutorial on understanding CSS dropdown. So guys, I hope that we learned something from this in understanding dropdown. Okay, in further series we'll be applying these things. Then in our intermediate and advanced series we'll be applying them, making sure that we see how developers apply these things to their website or their apps and all of things then. So guys, thank you very much for sticking around. See you guys in lesson 21. So guys, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you want to see more video like this, you want to see more content like this, please guys subscribe. Thank you very much. See you guys in the
Subscribe to my channel.